So we're going to call this meeting to order. Mr. Cody, would you mind leading us in a word?
Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the sunshine, Lord, and just thank you for giving us the privilege to live in the country that we do. God, we want to ask you to guide our decisions tonight, Lord, that everything we do is for the students and for our teachers and for the city of Millington. Lord, just watch over us, guide us and direct us in everything that we do. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Right, Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Chris Denson.
Here.
Teresa Cook.
Here.
Debbie Clifton. Here. Barbara Gray.
Here.
Cody Childress.
Here.
Barbara Halliburton.
Here.
Amanda Compton.
Here.
All right, we're all here and present. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Oh.
Motion made by Mr. Childress, and I believe that second was Ms. Compton down there.
Okay.
All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? There are none. That item passes. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. It's two parts recommended. So A, recommended approval of the May 5th, 2025 Board of Education meeting minutes. And Part B, designation that the following Board of Education policies in Section 6 as listed are there correct as listed. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
The motion, Ms. Gray, second sounded like Ms. Compton, I believe, Dr. Compton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? There are none. That item passes. Item 7, Director of Schools report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Well, first, we're going to start off with a facilities update by Mr. Phil LeBlanc.
Good evening, Board. Glad to see everybody here. Going to give you an operations update. Going to make it as quick as I can. First off is going to be the USDA MMS project site. Y'all, it started, site work started already. You can see them moving some dirt down there. They're getting after it pretty good. MELA, we're getting very close to completing it. We've got a lot of small items we're trying to wrap up. So we can get our inspections and everything like that. We've already moved the primary school pre-K rooms to the building, all the furniture. And when I say all the furniture, I mean a whole lot of furniture, a whole lot of items too.
Did you use that new truck?
We use that box truck awful lot. That lift gate came in handy. So the stadium parking lot, you can see they just now started tack coating it for asphalt tomorrow, be repaved. And shortly after that, we'll have the fence, the silver fence removed. There'll be a new black fence with slats in it coming in on board. The home stadium stands, you know, we had discussed about the leaking and expansion joints and stuff like that. That's being done now. They were delayed last week due to weather, so they're performing that now, and it should be done here in a couple of weeks. And after that, we will continue to monitor the situation. If any water comes into the weight room or the areas like that, we'll try to trace it down and mitigate it. Miles Park, the locker room storm damage repair, the PO's been out there. We're waiting for the material to come in, and the contractor will get that installed. We're also installing a new roof on the concession stand. I don't know how old that one was, but it's done seen its better days. District radio system, the installation will begin on that Thursday, this Thursday. They'll first come in and put the antenna and all the infrastructure in for it, and once that's done, we'll set out doing the template to program the radios. We have 80 radios. We'll sit in with the admin and talk about how they would like, how their channels for each school to go by. The summer district waxing has begun. We've started at both places, at the primary and at the high school. We've already completed hallway 100, so we're up on top of the main building. We should hope to get through the high school by the end of this month. And then when summer learning's over with, we'll move to the primary and knock it out. Of course, we only have 14 days to do that, but we'll get it done as fast as we can. I just want to let y'all know, our operations department consists of 5 plant managers. I have 2 ladies in my office that work diligently and very hard, 24 custodial people. Out of that, the operations department has handled 1,930 requests for work tickets and service since July 1 of this past year. That's not counting all the other projects we have going on, keeping up with the grounds, doing all the events for the schools and stuff like that. My team, I'd put them up against anybody, but they're amazing people. They go up and beyond their regular job descriptions and do more and initiate it all the time. But I really want to tell you, I'm very proud of them. They care about this district and they work very hard. Thank you for your time.
Got a question?
Me too, so.
We've gotten through a whole season or year with our own in-house custodian custodians.
Yeah.
How's that going? How did that go? We didn't really hear any complaints.
Well, like with
that I'm
anything in
aware of.
marriage, you're gonna have some transition problems. We had
Yeah.
that. But I think we've cleared that out. I think it was pretty good. I think it was a better product. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
But we have learned we took our bumps, we learned, adjusted. We've got a solid group of people. They work hard. Our rooms are looking better, but this is gonna be the first summer that we've actually got our people taking care of our buildings. So we hope that the district sees a difference when they walk in August. Because our team, Miss Trina, takes very much pride in what she does. She really cares.
Well, I just want to put it out there that I appreciate everything that you and your team does.
That's right.
A lot of people don't see it unless they're inside the buildings or on the property. But I know the hard work that goes on with all the many facets of things that you're having to control and wrap your arms around and wrap your brain around. And I just think this Millington itself is fortunate to have someone with your expertise, your drive, and your personality in the position that you're in. And I just want to give you some kudos for that.
Well, thank you for those kind words, but all that is not possible unless I have the team like I have.
You've got the team.
And that's the heart of us. I'm just up there, but I'm part of the team, but my team is why we're able to do what we do.
I have a question, follow-up for that.
Yes, ma'am.
What's it like within your team with retention and turnover?
That's a good question.
As far as on the custodial side,
And with like your plant managers and all that?
well, my plant managers, we've had one new one since I've been here. The rest of them are the same. The custodial, when we first started, we changed out, I think, 5 to 7 there. So now we've had no change in custodial since I guess the last 4 or 5 months.
So that speaks to the management, it's good.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
so-
Miss Trina's very good. We try, it's family. Our people are family. We tell them that. When they come in there, you're our family. And that's what we do. We're the Millington family. And that's how we treat them. We talk to them every day. They're no different than anybody else. They have they take pride in their job. We reward them, and we go by and we let them know we appreciate them. So with that, that's the basis of our team as far as custodial.
Good.
That's good.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you mentioned the stadium parking lot repaving, you also mentioned a silver fence. I just want to make sure I understand which fence we're
Okay,
talking
the
about.
chain link fence that's running behind the stadium,
Okay.
it's got that old barbed wire on it and everything.
Yeah.
It's probably 80 years old. It's going all Waverly, but we're going to take that out, demo it, get it removed. The new black vinyl chain link fence, 6 foot, will be on the inside of the ditch there. You see the silver one here? It's going to be on the inside closer to the parking lot.
Yeah.
A lot cleaner look. We're going all the way down to the double gates you see going across, and they're going all the way straight down behind the stadium to the wooden fence and turn back in. It's roughly about 600 linear feet, but we're adding these slats that go in between the chain links, so kind of you can't really see through it. It's like a screen kind of deal.
Right, similar to what they have over near Sandusky, that building
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
over there.
Yes, exactly.
So this is the same type of black fence that's next to the track?
Yes, but just taller.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 6 foot.
Okay, that's
Any
all
oth-
I needed.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
It's good. No, I wanted to compliment the primary school. I saw Jimmy out there early this morning already cutting the yard, to your point. But the folks you have in that building, it's definitely made a difference. I know there's a couple of gentlemen I've seen and a lady there, and they're always friendly and they're constantly moving, so that's good. It's good. They act like family, actually. You see that among the staff and all. And I was wondering the same thing, is how's your tickets going? And but you answered that already.
Yeah, our tickets are good. Our custodial crew is getting a good foundation, getting solid. But on top of all of that and everything else we do, and these other projects and stuff, we also take care of the grounds, cut grass and stuff like that, maintenance our equipment and everything else.
That's why I
So,
mentioned it. He was on
yeah.
that lawnmower cutting the front part, and I believe you guys had a crew in there. It looked like they were doing flower beds or something like that.
Well, we got doing some landscaping there too.
Yeah, I thought that's what they were digging up around the flagpole, I believe.
Yes, and we called on the weeds today. That's fireweed you see out there. It doesn't really go in there. We getting that sprayed, get it handled, so it just comes up. But they do an amazing job. So I'm really proud of our team. Like I said, if it wasn't these group of people and how hard they work, we wouldn't be able to do everything we do.
That's good. Thank you. Anyone
Thank you,
else?
Smith. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. LeBlanc. Just to let you know, we are started our summer hours at central office, so Monday through Thursday, just to be aware of that. We also, summer camps and course recovery, up and ready, rolling and going. Like I said, just taking care of at the primary and the Central Middle High School with the course recovery. Overall, just want to say very pleased with the 24-25 school year, but we're still waiting on TCAP and EOC testing results to be finalized by the Department of Education, so hurry up and wait as usual. But as soon as those are made available, of course, we'll get those out to you as well. Ms. Cook asked about an update on the basketball coaches situation. Right now, we're waiting for background checks to be cleared for the girls head coach at the high school. We also are still looking for a head coach for the boys team. However, Coach Cochran has stepped up and is running the summer program. They actually practiced last week, practiced today, and they have a game tomorrow, I believe, at Bartlett. So it's going well. Congratulations to Coach Cochran being named the Coach of the Year in track. Like I said, had an amazing year. Second runner-up to the state. I still don't like the pole vault, but that's what got us beat. So we got to work on that, but we'll get there. Also, just remind you that Tayshawn will be going to Japan here very soon with Coach Cochran. He's also trying to get one of his relay teams to go as well. So he's working behind the scenes to maybe get our state championship relay, one of our relay teams to go as well. So going well there. Tremendous amount of efforts of building and leadership, and at CO going to a lot of different directors, principals, assistant principals, going to professional development. So just getting ready for the new year. Myself and Mr. Neal had the opportunity to go out to Mila, and guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't even smell like it did the first time we walked in there. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's amazing what the facilities, operations, and the IT guys have done out there. I didn't realize that preschool teachers don't throw anything away. There's tons of stuff, but we're ready for that. But looking forward, and we're about 90%, Mr. LeBlanc, you say 90? About 90% done and with everything, but we're gonna have it ready here in the next couple of weeks. And when we do, we're gonna put everybody on Stella or Stanley, the new bus, and take y'all out there for a tour. And it's really looking, it's not even the same color on the inside. It's pretty amazing. And the new technology out there, even the Sonic View screens, in the classrooms, it's a 44 touch screen, so you can put as many little fingers up there as you want, and they can have a lot of fun with that. So looking forward to that. But other than that, just getting ready for summer camps, and we're ready in course recovery. But as you can see, a lot's going on. It's controlled chaos right now with the facilities, but I want to thank Ms. Trina and everybody for all they're doing. And if there are any questions, please let me know.
What's the anticipated date for the TCAP and end of course results?
They told us June the 16th, but I'm not holding my breath on that one either. They said June 16th is maybe we'll get lucky and have all the scores back in. All right. Anything else? All right.
Anyone else?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That ends my report.
Fantastic. Oh,
I almost forgot. Thank you. See, without Miss Baker, I'd be going to Nashville tonight for no reason, too. So, just very quickly, Mr. Block, you come up. As you know, we had a couple of folks step up for us, and with our new outdoor classroom at the middle high school. I'll let Mr. LeBlanc, he's been really working hard on his phonics class, so we'll let him read these proclamations that we are going to give out.
If I could call Vince Mazzola and Ricky Farrell. Vince Mazzola's with Brooks Mazzola Construction, and Ricky Farrell's with Delta Concrete. These two gentlemen, our outdoor classroom that we have over at the high school, Brooks Mazzola did all the labor, forming and working with the concrete, and Delta Concrete donated all the concrete for that classroom and everything. And today we want to present them with a proclamation, and I'm going to read it. It says, Proclamation, Brooks Mazzola Construction, whereas Millington Municipal Schools is committed to providing high-quality education for all students, and whereas a strong educational environment requires not only the resource of the school district, but also the generous support of individuals, business, and organizations, and whereas Brooks and Mazzola Construction has demonstrated its commitment to the education of our youth by providing a significant donation to Millington Central Middle High School for the purpose of an outdoor classroom, and whereas this generous donation will have a positive and lasting impact on the students, teachers, and staff of Millington Central Middle High School, enhancing the educational experience for all. Now, therefore, I, James E. Griffin, Superintendent of Millington Municipal Schools, do hereby issue this proclamation recognizing and honoring the partnership between Millington Central Middle High School and Brooks Mazzola Construction for their invaluable contribution to our school and community. Be it further known that we encourage others to follow the generous example of Brooks Mazzola Construction and support of our schools, ensuring that all students have the opportunity to thrive and succeed. On this day, 2nd day of June, 2025. There's also one for Delta Concrete.
fantastic.
Mr. LeBlanc, how many yards of concrete? How many yards? A lot. A lot of concrete.
A lot of concrete. Yep.
They also did some extra work out there. They connected two of our outdoor gutters to our drain system and provided a swell for our parking lot water to run off into the storm drain. So they went out above what we really wanted, and they added some more things, all on their dollar. So we appreciate that.
So off the mic, you said between 30 and 35 yards of concrete is what they donated. That's significant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
For the record, Mr. Chairman, I had no idea what a yard of concrete was or what a linear foot was until Mr. Vince Mazzoli took me to lunch and explained that to me, so I really appreciate that, so thank you.
We just know that 30 plus is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And we do appreciate all that you guys did for us and our students, more importantly. Next item on the agenda, if there's no more questions. All right, this is item 8. This is the recommended approval of FY '25 Budget Amendment 8 and Federal and Nutrition Fund. We need a motion and a second.
Second. So moved.
Ms. Halliburton with the motion, Ms. Gray with the second. Mr. Curry.
Good evening, Board. My apologies on the last minute for the federal fund amendment. We literally got notification from the state on Friday of last week that this is a reimbursement for parental leave reimbursement, and we're having to recognize it because it's tied to a grant, a federal grant, and we're trying to make sure we get it spent down before June 30th. So the first amendment you see is a federal fund increase of $11,645. And then a second is what we discussed at the work session, just the use of fund balance in the nutrition budget of $131,106. And that's just to buy some more year-end supplies for the nutrition department.
Any questions, or, it's always good when you get extra,
Of course, yes, sir.
so that's always a good thing. All right, if no questions, thank you, Mr. Curry.
Yes, sir.
Roll call, please.
Cody Childress,
Aye.
Barbara Halliburton,
Aye.
Amanda Compton,
Aye.
Chris Denson,
Aye.
Teresa Cook,
Aye.
Debbie Clifton,
Aye.
Barbara Gray.
Aye.
Fantastic, that motion passes. Next item on the agenda is recommended approval of resolution and participating employer agreement regarding employee retirement products and services. This will be document number 2, 401K. We need a motion and a second.
So move.
Mr. Childress with the motion.
Second.
I believe that was Ms. Halliburton. I think that's right. All right. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Superintendent, and Board. My name is Tim Joyce, and I'm with State Treasury, and I actually live in West Tennessee, so we are glad to support you. Treasurer Lillard, some years ago, set up a West Tennessee field team to help support the agencies, LEAs, and other participating agencies and TCRS to help them with their the program of TCRS and the deferred comp program, which is the 401K and 457. Usually when I come to a meeting and tell everybody my name and that I'm with State Treasury, their eyes get like really big. They think I'm with a comptroller. But I'm not with a comptroller. I'm the white hat. I'm the good guy. I'm the retirement guy. Actually, I was telling the superintendent earlier tonight, we're changing some of our language. It's no longer retirement. It's like when my grandfather retired, it's like, oh, he used to call me Timmy. Timmy, retirement is terrible. Oh, it's awful. So in order to keep up with the modern days and school districts and LEAs, the new word is graduation. So when one is ready to graduate, you know it. It's time to graduate and move on to that next stage of life. I'm having a little fun, but it's important to have that retirement, graduation planning, right? Because that next stage of life is very important, how we're going to enjoy the fruits of our labor over the years. So that's a little bit about me and Treasury's interest and the treasurer's interest in making sure we have support for you regionally. And there's one of me in Middle and East Tennessee as well as a team, and we have a team of about 6 in West Tennessee to help support you and other agencies. So we're very glad to be here tonight. We're very glad of the process you're going through, which has created these resolutions for you to adopt. We have a standard format when this particular circumstance comes up, when an agency is looking at ending the 403Bs and all that. And I just want to reiterate a few things for you to kind of make you feel better about the process. 403Bs in their day were a fine instrument, and by ending the 403Bs, we're just changing the vehicle a little bit for your participants, primarily teachers. For those that want to roll their 403B into the state's 401K, that's available to them. But let me assure you that nobody's losing anything. If they want to keep their 403B, that's fine. There's no problem with us. But my description of a 403B in its day was a great instrument. But in today's world, and I'm not being negative, I'm just having a little fun here, it's like driving a farm truck down the interstate. It's just not as good a vehicle as like the 401K. So nobody's losing anything. By going this route, you are not having any cost added to your benefits program. There's no fees for the state for you to do this, and there are no fees to the participant except their normal participation fees. So when they roll something over, there's no cost. It's just moving from one vehicle to another. Secondly, in this program, by doing the changing the 403Bs and the 457 adoption, which you'll be adopting if you pass these resolutions. The adopting of the 457 is to really put all the retirement into one place, and that makes it much easier. But there's an even more important thing, and I kind of feel like I'm drilling down pretty deep for you, but I think it's important for you to be aware of what this is really all about. When you have an employee benefits program, you are the fiduciary to make sure that whether it's insurance or other things are being run appropriately and all that. Same thing is true with the 403Bs. Technically, you're the fiduciary to oversee those 403Bs, and that's fine. But when you come to the state and the employees are able to participate with the state's 457 and certainly the 401K, which is already there and available, we become the fiduciary. The state of Tennessee oversees that potential liability for you. We're already doing it for the entire plan, and so we're doing it for you as well in this environment. And then finally, we've talked about the 403Bs transitioning to the opportunity to have the 457. We're also adding an amendment to the 401K, which is already available to you, but we have to have some documentation on how we're dealing with certain benefits processes, and that's why the 401K has been added to this. So in all this, the goal for me is to help accomplish what your district wants, which is exactly the same process that several school districts, including Germantown School District, Collierville School Districts, Hamilton County School Districts, and others have gone through the same process. What you're doing is the same as we're doing for everybody else. So this isn't an unusual process, although it may be a little different for you at this point. It's the same process by which other districts are doing, and we want to keep that consistency. In order to get the documentation, as a school board, you know that getting the documentation correct is very important. In order to get the documentation prepared so we can do what we do at Treasury to help support your teachers and you, we have to do these resolutions. They seem like they're a formal process, and they are, but they're a routine process. So with all that, it pulls all your retirement benefits for the participant in one place. It kind of provides you some potential indemnity in terms of being the fiduciary by letting us do that. And it helps us when we come to Millington Schools to help do employee education and retirement planning and all that, to have the employees see the benefits in one place. It just makes it easier. So with all that, I'm here really to, as much as I would like to talk, and I'm really like a used car salesman, I wanted to put a frame around the picture for you and then maybe answer questions. But in all this, we're not increasing any cost. In fact, there is no cost on our side in this process. If a participant wants to stay where they're at, they can. That's perfectly fine. But if they want to, we are here to help them pull their money over into a more modern vehicle for them and to help support them. And all of our support people are free. They're not here to sell anything. They're dedicated to the state of Tennessee and or all the agencies that participate, so there's no cost per se involved except for the normal fees that are built into the 401K and all that. So our fees are much lower. Bottom line is, by putting all your retirement in one place, TCRS, which is a monthly benefit, 401K is a bucket of money that you spend over time. Your money will last longer by having it in one place in this environment. So with that, I'll quit talking. I'll be more than happy to answer questions if there are any questions, but we're very happy to support you. We believe very strongly that you're doing the right thing. We're doing it the correct way, and this will help us at the state of Tennessee and our West Tennessee team help provide retirement communication and planning for your staff and employees. With that, I'll answer questions if there are any.
Is there a cap on the percentage that the employee can put into the, let me back up. First of all, was there a cap on the 403B on their percentage that they could put into the account?
The short answer is yes, there's a cap, but I don't know what that is because we don't deal with 403Bs. I know that there's a cap on IRAs. It's like 6,000 or something based on age and
Right.
certain other things. So yes, there's a cap on that. There is a cap on the 401K, but it is very high. It's about $25,000.
Annually
Yes, sir.
in the 457.
About 25,000. So you have both caps. So we have people in the state of Tennessee, it's a very unusual situation. We have people who max out 25,000 here and 25,000 there, $50,000. They're mostly UT doctors and football coaches. So those that are in the higher earning capacity can do that. So as you just pointed out, if somebody, because of a windfall situation, could put much more money into a 401K than they would have with the opportunity of a 403B, let's just say. So with us, that's certainly an additional advantage, but you can see that the cap is much higher than
I
what is-
retired
else
from the
is out
city of Memphis, and I was in the 457
Yes,
for
sir.
25 years.
Yes, sir.
And I can attest that it's a great vehicle,
Yes.
and I'm still in it.
Yes. Well, what's very interesting, and again, I don't want to drill down too deep, but even part-time employees, including yourself, can participate in our 401K 457. So the reason why that's helpful is you don't draw a lot of money, you get paid per meeting, right? You could certainly defer that for another time and add to it. But this is the interesting part. If you participated in in this case, your example 457, if you had all your money in our 457, there's a thing called minimum distribution, right? At age 73, the minimum distribution goes away if you're participating in a existing deferred comp 457 and are participating. So one strategy is, even if, and I'm drilling down really deep here, but I'm showing you the advantage of this, right? Is you can actually defer your minimum distributions to a point in which you're no longer working part-time, let's just say, and that way estate planning is kind of where I'm going with this.
Right.
So even as a board member, you individually can participate. You can put in what you get, and then there's some rollover options of where you can get money into it. And our support staff as financial advisors and whatnot, which are part of our team, can help you do that. So even whether it's a part-time person in the gentleman that was talking about the custodial, even a part-time employee in any capacity can contribute to that for themselves. Great question. I'm
Thank you.
sorry to
Thank you.
drill
No,
so
that's-
deep, but great question.
Thank you.
You said initially, and I just want to make sure I understand, that the proposed plan is the same one used by Collierville and Germantown? Is that what I heard you say?
So part of this process has to do with some other deferred contributions. Without going too deep into it, I think part of a benefits package for the superintendent includes a deferred comp thing.
Right.
In order to do that process, we had to amend the 401K participation that gives us that instruction. That process is the same process that Hamilton County Schools, Collierville Schools, and Germantown Schools, and others have gone through this exact same process. So that piece of it is the same. The general part of the 401K 457 is already there as well. So when there's a issue of making a structural change to something, we just have an amendment to authorize us to do that.
But if I'm a teacher here versus Collierville or Germantown, and I'm contributing to this, are my funding vehicle choices the same here versus Collierville or Germantown? Is it the same plan option now?
It will be, yes, once
That's
it's
what
adopted.
I'm trying to
Yes.
understand. So this puts us on par with a benefits package that's the same as
Yes.
Collierville and Germantown?
Yes.
Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Okay.
And in some places, and actually I talked to the city of Millington today about doing something similar, since Millington Schools is somewhat related to the city of Millington. I've had a conversation with them to let them know kind of what's going on. they seem to be interested. And one additional option that isn't always taken by agencies is starting an additional match program.
Well, I saw that in here.
Yes,
Yeah, I
and
saw that in there.
that's available, but the agency has to define what they want to do in terms of matching.
Investing and, yeah.
Well, investing goes to what the individual wants to do, matching goes to what the,
Vesting.
oh, vesting, right. So in all that, there's a different vesting schedule, that's correct. So in these conversations, there's ways of enhancing the benefit. One way is to make adjustments to how you deal with certain processes. The others is to add matches in the future. Unlike TCRS, which you're structured in how the payment structure is done, right? You pay a monthly rate with TCRS. With a match, you can start, increase, decrease, stop. So that gives you a lot more flexibility over time. And so even though a lot of schools are looking at how to better compete, the matching program is a way of better competing. So, and let me go back to further answer your question. What you're doing tonight is putting yourself on par with those systems that have adopted this program. There are some systems that have not adopted these components, let's just call it, but y'all are becoming on par with those that I've described, yes.
Okay. So Germantown and Collierville. Those
Well,
were the
there's
ones.
more, and I really don't like to drill down to exactly who and,
I was just thinking of regionally who our
Correct.
employer competitors are,
correct.
so, okay. Thank you.
I apologize for taking too long, but thank you for inviting me. I'm up this direction all the time. I live near Lakeland, but I'm in West Tennessee. We're more than happy to help support you any way we can.
Well,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, at this point, questions have occurred. Roll call, please.
Barbara Halliburton,
Aye.
Amanda Compton,
Aye.
Chris Denson,
Aye.
Teresa Cook,
Aye.
Debbie Clifton,
Aye.
Barbara Gray,
Aye.
Cody Childress.
Aye.
That motion passes. Thank you very much for that explanation. Next item on the agenda is number 10, recommended approval of MMSD 2025-26 differentiated pay plan. We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Dr. Compton with the motion, Ms. Gray with the second, Ms. Spate with the floor.
So this we talked about, I think, 2 work sessions actually ago in case differentiated pay plan opened up. We are looking at priority areas for K through 5 special education, 6 through 8 special education, and then 9 through 12 math, science, special education, foreign language, and ESL. And I think Ms. Compton asked specifically about certified, and they do have to be certified in the content grade area. So if they are coming in on a waiver or a permit, that's to me not certified. They need to be certified. And the other is it's for new hires only at this time. So we've kind of estimated about 8 positions, so that would be about $40,000 for 5,000 prorated if they're hired later in the year.
So this is just a first year, not ongoing.
Every year you have to redo it, so you look at your staffing to see what may be needed and what high areas you may have struggled on in the past to get filled.
I'm not
So-
asking my question correctly. So, I mean, if you hire someone in hard to staff this year, they get this hard to staff bonus, but next year they
That's
would
correct.
not.
That's
what I-
correct.
okay,
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I want to
Sorry.
make sure I understood.
You
Yeah.
probably worded it right, and I
No.
didn't, but yes, that, you are correct.
I want to make sure. 'Cause I understand some people have gotten confused about that. and
Yes.
I want to make sure
yes.
that that's
And-
understood.
And I will say, so on these differentiated plans, and this is stuff that I'm learning as well, you can make these whatever you want or need them to be. But it is very difficult to keep something like that in an ongoing position right now financially when we're, making other decisions that go in a larger scale. So you have to kind of be careful on what you're putting in your pay plan. But you can look them up. They are public, so on the state website, you can look at all other districts and see what they've done, and some are very detailed, and some are very minimal. So there's a wide, wide range of what is allowable in that.
Good question. Anyone else have any questions for Ms. Spate? Thank you very much. Roll call, please, Ms. Lane.
Amanda Compton.
Aye.
Chris Denson.
Aye.
Teresa Cook.
Aye.
Debbie Clifton.
Aye.
Barbara Gray.
Aye.
Cody Childress.
Aye.
Barbara Halliburton.
Aye.
Fantastic. That item passes. Next item on the agenda is the recommended approval of purchase of K-3 reading materials and K-8 intervention materials from Ditto Literacy in the amount of $71,991.25 for summer learning camp. Funding has been identified in the general fund budget. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Dr. Compton with the motion, Mr. Childress with the second. Floor is
So we're
yours.
making purchases for us to use during summer learning camp for intervention. I walked by today and they were already teaching, so we're ready to get the materials. And then we're gonna continue to keep our stock going of having the materials moving forward, for the upcoming year and everything.
Any questions? I know we covered this in the work session, but
Did you have enough to get started?
Yeah, they're good, they're good. We have
Okay.
online access and everything.
Good, okay, good. That was my only concern.
Yep, they had the slides going this morning.
yep. All right, thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Chris Denson.
Aye.
Teresa Cook.
Aye.
Debbie Clifton.
Aye.
Barbara Gray.
Aye.
Cody Childress.
Aye.
Barbara Halliburton.
Aye.
Amanda Compton.
Aye.
That motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the recommended approval of FY26 consolidated application for IDEA and ESEA. We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Gray with the motion, Ms. Clifton with the second. Forgive me, for some reason this voice is going away. The floor is yours.
Okay, this is the state-required form that we have to submit each year. It's basically just the board's acknowledgement and acceptance that the district is receiving funding for IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and ESSA, Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which is our title funding.
Thank you for that. Any questions, comments? All right, thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Teresa Cook.
Aye.
Debbie Clifton.
Aye.
Barbara Gray.
Aye.
Cody Childress.
Aye.
Barbara Halliburton.
Aye.
Amanda Compton.
Aye.
Chris Denson.
Aye. That motion passes. Item 13 is the recommended approval of modification of Board of Education policies in one reading, 5.201 separation practices for non-tenured teachers, 5.610 staff-student relations, 6.303 interrogations and searches. We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Gray with the motion, Ms. Clifton with the second. Any questions, concerns? I know we went over these during the work session, but
So for the public's information, it looks like the only thing that we changed was on line 31 on page,
which policy are you looking
oh,
at?
I'm sorry, 5.201.
Yes, sir.
Page 2, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So it reads, the principal is responsible for discussing deficiencies with non-tenured teachers, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so we removed, as part of the evaluation process, and providing assistance for overcoming these deficiencies. So basically what we did, we just simplified it.
Correct.
right?
Yes, sir.
Any other comments, concerns? Excellent. Roll call, please.
Debbie Clifton.
Aye.
Barbara Gray.
Aye.
Cody Childress.
Aye.
Barbara Halliburton.
Aye.
Amanda Compton.
Aye.
Chris Stinson,
Aye.
Teresa Cook.
Aye.
That motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the public comments, and we've not received any slips for that. Entertain a motion to close public comments.
So move. Second.
I'll give the tie. Ms. Halliburton with the motion, Mr. Childers with the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? None. Last item on the agenda is to adjourn.
So move.
Mr. Childers with the motion, and I believe Ms. Halliburton
Second.
with the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. The ayes have it. Y'all have a good night.